Yeah, so Altisource, what is it? Why am I looking at it? Well, Altisource is a credit remediation foreclosure services specialist company. That's their core competency. So back here when they started out, that's what they started doing. This was after the great financial crisis, yada yada yada, real estate implosions, blah blah blah. So we see that, it's just ran nicely. This is the monthly chart, by the way. It ran with the S&P 500. This chart here is the S&P 500. Okay, so and it's just there for comparison purposes. But it ran with the S&P 500. The S&P continued to grind for pretty much a decade or so. But then we saw some relatively insane outperformance that started to occur. What was it? Well, it was they were dealing with foreclosures and all that stuff. So fast forward, we get that. This is what they do. They do auctions. They service problematic real estate properties. They also originate mortgages. They're in real estate, but their core competency is troubled real estate. So that's what the deal is. They don't pay a dividend, which is a bummer, but whatever. So what am I looking at for this trade? Okay, so in my head, I'm saying to myself, okay, another cycle. So we're probably going to have another foreclosure cycle. Who stands to do well there? Well, a company like this. So I started looking at it, and we're still on the monthly here, but we're just going to zoom in. So, this is a Lamont favorite, I guess, is these value areas, and it's been sitting in this value area since the dump that we had with the C that we're not allowed to talk about. But this is the value area, this is the range, and now it's just starting to test that area, and it's looking like it's going to be, trying to break out. And then it'll probably end up getting into this next because now we have another value area here. But if you notice, and what I'm seeing here is this whole volume profile for the life of this stock. Okay, so it's pretty obvious. The point of control is going to be right here around 26, 26.50. Okay, I don't have it on my chart. Lamont uses it. I don't, but whatever. I can just tell. So here it is. This is 26, 26.50. You look at this chart and you say, okay, where's the breakout? Well, the breakout for me is going to be, about 35 bucks, 35 and a half, 35.50, 36, right? Once it takes this out, because then resistance is just gone. It's gone. Okay, so let's just zoom in. What do we have in the nearest time frame here is that we've gotten above the 200-day. All these EMAs are stacked up, right? And it's kind of, they're all curling up and are working their way up. So to me, it's pretty good. The fundamentals are there for this company as far as um, foreclosure mitigation, credit remediation. They help troubled people and assets in the real estate field mostly. So they profit. They do auctions. They run auctions. They do single family rentals. They do everything. So you can check out their website if you want, and I'll tell you right now. Hold on. If you really want to see exactly what they do, but altisource.com. I saw it somewhere. Yeah, right there. See? Altisource.com. You can go there, you can check them out, look at their presentations, whatever. You get the deal with, the deal with all that stuff. So that's what I'm looking at. So we've had this big move out of this really relatively like a 2 year EQ because you can see it kind of better on the weekly. So it's literally been like a 2 year EQ. So and it's made its way out of it really, but it's still in this value area. It's a little hot, so that's why I kind of took a little trim here. But you're gonna get this. I'm hoping that this is going to be the move. So maybe is it likely going to get this crazy move, this parabolic move? I doubt it. There's probably been a bunch of dilution in here. The stock structure has changed, the debt structure has probably changed. So there's going to be, um, yeah, I don't know that the float is going to be able to capacitate this type of move again. You never know, but the likelihood of me being there is probably going to be slim. But again, you never know because I just might end up knowing that I can pretty much swing trade this and cycle trade this thing probably for the next couple of years. So it could be a staple in my portfolio. So for now, what I'm looking at is I'm just looking to trade around the core a little bit, build a little bit of a position. So I did take a trim up here, and I am looking for some sort of pullback to add back in. I guess my bottom line is that 11 is my be all end all stop probably at this point, because then that would just tell me that I'm kind of wrong in my thought process about this. So if it gets back down there, it's probably going to be that I'm wrong. But for now, what I'm doing is I will reload this thing. Let me get rid of these. Let me get rid of SPY now. I'm going to reload this thing on a daily higher low, and I'll be looking at this 12 EMA, obviously, because this thing has just gotten, this is one heck of a move. So we're going to need to see some consolidation. It had a pretty decent move here. Just not, I don't even know. Let's see what the percentage is. So this was what? Let's just say 38%, right? What was this? Just made a 50% move. So I would like to see a 50% pullback. So yeah, again, there's the golden pocket. It's right at the 12 EMA. So that's kind of where I'm targeting probably to reload, right around $13. And I plan on trading it for the next couple of years, I think, at this point. Looks like it's going to be one of those gifts that keep on giving. So I'm going to be staying with it until it tells me not to.